And our reading for today, each jewel in Indra's net is intrinsically and intimately connected to all the other jewels in the net, so that a change in one gem is reflected in all the other gems in the net. Now, if you don't believe that a change in one jewel affects a change in all the other jewels, just put a dot on one of the jewels. And when one jewel is dotted, there are dots on all the other jewels in the net. The moral of Indra's net is that a compassionate, kind, and generous, loving act that people make can produce a ripple effect of beneficial actions that will reverberate throughout the entire universe. By the same token, you cannot damage one strand of the web without damaging the others and setting off a cascading effect of destruction. So this morning I bring you the message of Indra's net. And in part, I think it also reflects on the family of UUG here. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, is the full moon day of May, and each year we celebrate the birth, the enlightenment, and the death of the Buddha, which each occurred on a full moon day in May over his lifespan of 80 years. The celebration is called Vesak, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate Vesak than to share with you this story of Indra's net. Indra's net is a profound and subtle metaphor for the structure of life. We are asked to imagine a vast net. At each intersection, there is a jewel, and each jewel is perfectly clear and reflects the other jewels in the net. The way two mirrors placed opposite each other will reflect an image ad infinitum. The jewel in this metaphor stands for an individual being like you and me. And every jewel is intimately connected with all the other jewels in the universe. And a change in one jewel means a change, however slight, in every other jewel. It's interesting to note that contemporary physicists are in general agreement that this ancient metaphor is also a good description of how a diverse, multicultural, beloved community is built. Human beings are the primary units of an actual community, and the members of the community are composed of those primary units. Each unit has a reference to every other member of the community, so that each is a microcosm representing in itself the entire all-inclusive community. Like here at UUG, each member reflects the microcosm of this entire all-inclusive family, representing in itself the universe of all Unitarian Universalists. Now, for a moment, close your eyes and imagine what this magnificent jeweled net looks like, spread across the expanse of your life. Now keep your eyes closed and move in close to one jewel in your net. Look closely. And you will see that the polished surface of the gem reflects all the other jewels in the net, infinite in number. Each jewel reflected in this gem you are gazing into also reflects all the other jewels, so that the process of reflection is itself infinite. Now open your eyes and know that you are a sparkling jewel in Indra's net, as is every person around you. Every jewel is connected with all the other jewels in the net. Every person is intimately connected with all the other persons in the universe. Each has an independent place within the net, and we all reflect and influence each other, so that change in one jewel or person produces a change, however slight, in every other. Whatever you do to one jewel affects the entire net, as well as yourself. You cannot damage one strand of a spider's web without injuring the entire web. And you cannot damage one strand of Indra's net without injuring others in it. This can work for good or ill. Just as destructive acts affect the entire net, so do loving, kind, and compassionate acts affect the entire net. A single helpful act, even a simple act of kindness, will send positive ripples across the infinite net, touching every jewel, every person in existence. And I come back to the words of Charles Blow that makes a case for us, I believe, for those of us who are ready and able to return to our little red church so that we can physically cultivate and actually live in a diverse, multicultural, beloved community. We need to see and be around people other than ourselves in order to build diversity. If we are not part of others in building a diverse, multicultural community, as Charles Blow says, it's nearly impossible to commiserate with the unseen and the unknown. Now we have the offertory.
Thank you so much for sharing with us on this special day in the life of Buddhism.